Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and the question for today is wiggle subsequence. So given an integer array nums, we have to return the length of the longest wiggle subsequence. So what does this wiggle means? So a wiggle sequence is a sequence where the difference between the successive numbers is alternate between positive and negative. What does it means is that suppose like this, here its difference is positive and difference is negative, then positive, then negative. All right, so this is what it means by a wiggle sequence. All right, and also like this, this 1 2, suppose 1 7 4 9 2 and 5, like this. So it's a wiggle sequence. All right, and in contrast 1 7 4 1 4 7, so suppose 1, so what does it mean here is 1 4 7 2 and 5. All right, so like this. All right, and a subsequence is obtained. You know what the subsequence means. There is no need to explain for me about the subsequence thing. All right, and so it's clear. All right, let's see for the constraints given to us here. All right, so the constraint given to us is the length of the array could be from 1, so it would have minimum 1 value. All right, so we should not handle the case for 0 as well. It's for 1, that's given in the question, and the value the values or the values stored in the array could be ranged from 0 to 1000. All right, so that doesn't really matter here, and the thing that is given to us is that we have to solve this question in O of n time. Okay, let's see how we do this, and let's see this case first. This is a case of increasing sequence. All right, so it's increasing 1 2 3 and it's increasing. So how come this is a wiggle sequence? Output is 2. So its output is 2 because this is 1 and this is 2. So if we have to find the minimum, then minimum will be 2 only. All right, am I clear? Because it's increasing, so we can say this is a subsequence of this, and this is increasing number, and so the alternate, because there are only 2 numbers, so there is no alternate, so that's why we can say that here the answer is 2. All right, I hope this case is clear why we have returning 2 in this case. All right, and this is not a wiggle sequence because because you 1 4, then we go to 7, then we go for 2, and then we go for 5. This can be this. If this is a subsequence, then this can be a wiggle sequence, but together it is not. All right, I hope this point is clear also. And this is a wiggle sequence 7 to 5, but whole is not, because here it's increasing. All right, and then decreasing. So we have to keep it in mind that it has been increasing, decreasing like that. And if it's continuously increasing, then we have to return the minimum, that is 2, because we get 2 only. All right, so let's see the approach for this question. All right, so to solve this question in O of n time, how we're going to approach is, that means we have to traverse it once and we have to return the length. All right, so we because we have to return the maximum number of elements, so the length of that array, so basically we have to return the count. So let's keep a count variable and we will increment it as we get our subsequences. All right, So let's see how we are going to obtain that. All right, so whenever we encounter an edge which suppose it's increasing, and this edge which is increasing, and the previous is what we have of that is decreasing, then we can say this is a wiggle subsequence, so we increase our count. All right, so this is the approach that we are going to follow here. All right, so to begin with, what we will do is we will see for the starting point, we will see for the value at present at num0 and num1, and we will compare them. We see if they're increasing or if they're decreasing, because either they can be increasing or decreasing, or they can be equal. So if they're equal, then we don't have to do anything, but we have to look for increasing and decreasing, because increasing and decreasing will set our trend. Because if this arrangement, starting arrangement, is increasing, then we will look for the decreasing sequence. All right, and if the starting sequence is decreasing, then we'll look for the increasing sequence. All right, I hope it's clear why we are looking like this and why we are comparing two values, and let's see how will it goes. All right, now what we do is if it's an increasing sequence and decreasing sequence, and what if it's an equal to. So suppose we have 1 and 2. This is the case for the increasing subsequence. Now we are looking at just the base cases now, means the starting positions, and suppose it is 2 1 and suppose it is 1 1. All right, so let's see for all these cases what we are going to take the value. All right, if it's 1 2 or 2 1, our answer doesn't matter, because count will be 2 for both of them, because this is the minimum thing that we are going to return. All right, we have looked for the maximum, but these will be in the final answer. All right, so these we are going to include at any cost, so the count will be 2 for both of them, either it's decreasing or decreasing. But for the value of previous difference will be set. If it's increasing, then it will be greater than 0, and if it's decreasing, then the difference would be less than 0. All right, so these value will be decided by this. All right, now for the case of this. All right, for this case, what we will do is that 1 minus 1 equals to 0. Now we will take this number and let's see for another, but we will for final answer we will take our count 1, because we are sure that we will take this as an answer. So all right, I hope these base cases are clear. Rest is nothing but just an algorithm for this. All right, and I hope it's clear. And in equal to case, how we will going to check here would be count value will be set to 1. Now previous difference, when we are checking the current difference as greater than 0, then we can say that previous difference can be less than or equal to 0. Let's write it here. So when we can checking for the new difference that is greater than 0, then the previous difference should be less than or equal to 0, or if difference is less than 0, then previous difference would be greater than or equal to 0, and count value will be set accordingly. Count will be 2 for either decreasing or increasing, means where the difference of the first two numbers is not equal to 0. So count will be set to 2. When it's equal to 0, the difference, then the count will be set to 1. Alright, I hope this approach is clear to everyone, and let's see the code and it would be much more clearer then. So yeah, this is the code, and what we have here is the base case where the length, if length is less than 2, we have returned the length, because we know 0 is not the case, so either the length would be 1 or the length would be 2. For the length 1, it contains only one letter, so if 1 is there, so it can be nothing, but it can be its own, so we return 1. And if there are two numbers, it can be either this or a straight so it doesn't really matter because the count will be the length only. Alright, so if the length is less than 2, so this is the case for length equals to 2. Alright, so if its length is less than 2, either it would be 1 or it would be 0. So for 1 we will return 1 and 0 is not the case, so that is like that. It could be equal, double equal to 1 also, so it doesn't even matter. Let's move on to the main part, and here we are calculating the previous difference. So either it's this or it's this or it's this. Alright, for this we don't need to worry now, because the previous difference here would now be used to calculate the count value. Alright, so if it's increasing or decreasing, then we know that we have these two values in our final subsequence, so the count will be 2. But if it's this case, so we are assured that this value cannot be in our subsequence, so either this value can be there, so the count is set to 1 for this value. Alright, so this is how, for the base case, how we are setting the values and using this to get the result, final result. Alright, so now what we are doing here is that we are checking that if difference is greater than 0, that is the difference of this number with the previous value, if it's greater than 0, then the previous difference should be less than equal to 0, like this. And similarly, if the difference of this number and this number is less than 0, that is that this number is smaller than this number, like in this case, so previous difference should be greater, and let's suppose for this case. Alright, so if the difference between this number, that is for here, and this number is greater than 0, then the previous difference, like this, should be less than 0. Alright, if any of the two condition, or because it could be any of two, not both of them could satisfy, so either this or this could satisfy, so we will increase our count value and we will set our previous difference to difference. So at the end, what we get is the final count that we will be returning. Alright, it's a very simple approach. Let's try to submit it. So let's submit it. As you can see, it's accepted, and as we have traversed the loop only once, so its complexity is O of n and space complexity is O of 1, because we are using these variables that will be constant in every case. So O of 1 is the space complexity. If you have any doubt and you have any comments, you can post them in the comment section. Also, please like this video, share it among your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.